Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making an updated Arcane Labyrinth guide because the last one was definitely a while ago. Okay, I'm going to show you guys first of all the 12 different heroes that I do have locked in. So these are here: Damon, Shmira, Iron, Theodora, Twins, Rainier, Coco, Sonia, Siren, and Brutus is what I have locked in right now. Of course, you could make some other swaps depending on which heroes you use a lot, maybe for AFK stages. Now, your major objective when clearing Labyrinth on a weekly basis is to minimum clear up to floor 15 of your difficulty 15. If you're able to clear beyond that, even up to floor 20, that is optimal because then you can rank a little bit higher on the leaderboard. And it should be pretty consistent if you're running heroes like this. I'm going to show you basically the strategy that I like to use. But you guys can also use your own heroes which you like to use a lot in AFK stages because they're going to help you basically make it up to that floor 20 very consistently. Now for me, what I do is for a lot of stages is I have Theodore in front of Shmira for a fast ultimate, Twins buffing up Shmira, Damon buffing up Shmira, and then I just run Iron. And you can run basically any artifact. In these earlier stages, I just run Star Shower. So the whole idea behind this comp is Iron crowd controls them for a bit. Theodora is a good tank for you, boosting the energy of Shmira. She's going to be able to cast her ultimate really quickly. Now, in these earlier stages of the earlier floors, you're not going to have any trouble whatsoever. It'll more come down to which are basically relics you decide to pick up. Now, the key ones you want to pick up are actually the defensive ones, and I'll talk about the reason for that. But here I'll just pick up, the haste ones rather than the attack speed ones. Haste overall is just a bit more utility. But the reason you want to pick the defensive ones like Fortitude, which is the health one, or even Guard, which is the defensive one, or even Sanctuary, which is the vitality one. The reasons why those are the valuable ones are they have a slightly higher chance of you dropping the Verdict Shield or shielding related crests. And like here we can pick up either one. I'll go ahead and go for the Guard one because they're 1 out of 2 already. And when you get to those higher tiers of relics, like 4 out of 4, or maybe even 6 of the same relic, then you're gonna have some pretty good crests offered to you. And the cool idea behind what is called the Exodia comp for Labyrinth is trying to get the Verdict Shield crest along with either the Chain Shield crest or the Health Shield crest, or even both of them. So here we have the Guardian mark. I mean, damage immunity can be useful, and it is also helpful when you make it to those higher floors. It can help your survival. I usually don't go for the Fit Store so early on because we don't have many pure crystals to work with. So I'm just gonna go ahead, go on the left side for the warmth relic, which is also fine. But yeah, if you go for the defensive relics, you have a higher chance of dropping in the crest the Verdict Shield or Chain Shield or Health Shield. And really, if you want to get like a really high score on the final boss on floor 20, you're going to need Verdict Shield plus another shielding related crest. And I don't really go for that because I don't have the patience, I guess, on a weekly basis to actually, attempt multiple runs of Labyrinth until you manage to get those crests lined up to get those 12 scores. So I just try to clear floor 20 every week, and basically every week I clear floor 20 with this same sort of strategy. And then and then usually that floor 20 clear, even if you're not going to get the overall top score on the boss, usually it's good enough for top 20 of your district of Labyrinth, and worst case top 50. And that is still a really good contribution for your guild, for guild supremacy, and then also the weekly chests that you get. Okay, there's nothing really great here. It honestly doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, increase the duration of control effect seems pretty good. Okay, so powerful enemies give you double rewards, so definitely pick up the powerful enemies if you do face them, because then you're going to get 2 relics rather than 1, and that is useful. Now, heroes like Mihira, heroes like Siren, heroes like Iron, all of these heroes do really well in these floors leading up to the final boss, because they have great crowd control, and crowd control heroes always do well in AFK stages. However, for Labyrinth specifically, you don't have to go for the traditional AFK stage comp. You can go for Shmira as your damage to actually nuke enemies, but you need to pair up with enough crowd control to actually basically keep the enemies locked down. So Theodora is great for that, even Mihira, that's why I'm running her right now. I'll go for Absorption of Greed. Nothing really stands out as being that good so far. So we'll go ahead and pick up this next one. Now we're going to be 4 out of 4. And Haste, again, it isn't the highest chance of you dropping the Verdict Shield or any shield related crest from it, but there's always a chance with any relic that you are upgrading. And when you get to the higher tiers, like we have 4 of a kind now, you could try to refresh the shop a few times, or you can only refresh it once, but basically it costs 25 crystals each time, so it comes with a cost as well. I mean, increased crit when allies above 95% health. I think that's not bad because you should be able to maintain that. Now, this is a really good blessing, by the way. This relic rewards. It will give you an additional relic of the same type upon clearing a floor. I think it uses up to 2 or 3 times. And that means that you're definitely going to get 2 of a relic back to back with whichever one that you actually drop there. So that can be really useful. And so picking that up is more valuable than just picking up a single relic on the floor on the right. So because you just want to accumulate as many relics as possible, try to upgrade them to as high tier as possible. So the Crest Crystal Ball, this can be useful, however it also is just RNG, because it's going to randomly replace one of your crests that you decide, which you want to replace, for something else. And there's no guarantees you're going to get anything good out of it, and it keeps getting more and more expensive each like recycle you do. And so like, I usually stay away from that because it's not going to net you another relic, and also it could just waste all of your pure crystals. So use ultimates fewer than 5 times. Okay, so the condition here is we have to use ultimates fewer than 5 times. So you can actually turn off you can turn off this cogwheel, and then the heroes will not cast ultimate other than the initial one. And just to guarantee it, if you want for that one. Okay, so that is going to give us another, basically, I think, choice of a crest and activation. So here we have something pretty good, right? We have 6 of a kind. Reaping Magic is not bad, and actually Reaping Magic is very useful against enemies who have survival, like enemy Brutus or enemy Igor, because there's like an execution mechanic. Now, you can also already provide an execution mechanic with a hero like Siren, so you don't necessarily need this effect, but this can be pretty useful for clearing up to floor 20. Now, for floor 20, it's not really going to benefit you, because like it's a boss, you're not going to execute it, but for the other floors, it can almost guarantee that you will make it up to floor 20. So it is not a bad choice. I mean, we could refresh. I'll do one refresh and see what we get. Okay, we get. So this is also the RNG of it all. If you manage to hit Verdict Shield, it's amazing, because this is the key for the Exodia comp, which is then basically, rather than going for just raw damage on the final boss when you make it a floor 20, you go for a shielder comp. Using heroes like, well, now there are different heroes, like there's even Damon who has shielding, Twins do provide some shielding and they're a good option, but then heroes like even Coco can be good, and I even want to try Celise, because Celise also provides good shielding. That's why I've kind of locked her in here. I have Coco, I have Celise, I have Sonya, who's good in those comps as well, because she can just buff up your team and then you hit harder. Yeah, okay, interesting. We picked up Verdict Shield really early on, but my strategy is gonna... Okay, we can turn this back on to auto. My strategy is gonna remain the same, which is just to show you guys basically what I normally do to clear all the way up to floor 20. But if you do happen to hit Verdict Shield and now another shielding artifact, whether it be Health Shield, whether it be Chain Shield, you're really going to be able to get a great score in the final boss. So Monsoon Assault, once every 10 seconds, all enemies receive true damage. I mean, this can help for the floors. It doesn't necessarily help that much for the boss. And I think we can go ahead and do a refresh here. Like, we're at the maximum. Robust Acceleration. When an ally hero casts their ultimate, increase attack speed by 80 for 5 seconds. That can be useful because then you can also charge up your next ultimate faster with their attack speed. Yeah, I think we'll go for a Robust Acceleration. I think it's better than the other ones. Okay, we have a powerful enemy. Valued customer is not bad because it's a reduced price in the Fit store, but this is going to give us double the relics. And as you guys saw, this is the interesting thing about Labyrinth. You can unlock Verdict Shield from literally any relic that you get. It doesn't have to be those defensive relics like we said. It's probably a higher chance, and also those stats also will benefit you more in the strategy you're going for. However, you can, if you upgrade any relic to high tier, you can get the Verdict Shield or any key crest you're looking for from that thing as well. So really, the key is just to upgrade your relics to the higher tiers if you can. Question is, do we want to refresh this? Increase critical damage. I mean, I think you can go for critical advancement. It's not bad. Okay. Now, in this situation, there's no point really of getting more of this because you're not going to unlock any more crests. It's going to give us more stats, but we don't really care that much about the stats. We're more looking for the crest to unlock. That's the key thing we're doing here. Okay. So things are going well so far, and again, if you're having any struggle running this comp, you can try replacing certain heroes with Siren. That can be really useful, and maybe we should actually make some swaps right now. Siren is really good because once he begins, if he begins a battle with close to full energy, he basically does the same job as Iron, but actually even better, and he also offers damage and execution. Do we want to refresh it here? It's only two of a kind, so probably we're not going to get anything that great anyway. Weakest allied hero. I think we're going for the strategy of having a high HP ratio, so I think we'll just stick to that. Okay, you don't really want to pick up the resurrection potions. Like, you might think it can be useful in like a difficult situation or if one of your heroes happens to die, but actually what you can do is if one of your heroes dies in the battle, I'm going to show you. Like right here, Iron died. I'm going to show you the perfect example. So even though we're going to complete the battle here, if we don't click through here and we click try again, we're going to be able to go for the battle again, make some different rearrangements. Like let's just try Sleaze here. And we can try Sleaze. We can try, let's just go for Bulwark or something. And now what will happen is you get to attempt again for free. And you can keep attempting, keep trying again until you actually have all of your team alive. So this is just the better strategy for preserving your team rather than needing to rely on resurrection potions, right? Okay, so perfect timing for that example. We have the Fit Store, which we're going to go for here. We could even go for the Crystal Ball and just try to get lucky and redo our thing, but I don't know. The guaranteed additional relics is what is more exciting to me. Okay, so this is going to be 4 of a kind. We do have a chance of getting a shielding related crest over here. Rebound Shield. Now, we have some interesting choices here. Rebound Shield is like kind of like a really budget version of Verdict Shield. It's not nearly as good, and we already have Verdict Shield, so we don't need Rebound Shield. Impact Spear is good because it boosts the damage that you will deal to bosses by 25%, which is really nice. Now, the question is, do we just want to pick up... I want to pick up the Impact Spear, but at the same time, if we have a chance of getting a shielding related crest, we kind of want to almost go all in on it, but we don't even have that much pure crystals left, so maybe we should save that for another recycle in the future, another refresh in the future. Okay, so here we have the boss, which is the Cherry King. He is a tough boss, but like, if we go for this lineup, like we have here, Iron obviously doesn't make sense here, but if we have all of these other heroes, this should be fine. So this is a great hero, great supporter, and you don't have to use Sleaze, by the way. You can use, literally, you can use, there's a lot of flexibility in terms of heroes you can use. Like, even some people have success with a hero like Velka in this team, and because Velka also is just going to be decent damage and really tanky, difficult to kill, you can go for some other supporter. Yeah, like... Don't feel that you need to go for like a certain hero here, but so this is just a good option if you have her. Immunity Shield, allied heroes are immune to the fatal blow and gain shield value. Yeah, I mean, again, we could refresh it, but this survival is really useful actually to basically guarantee that you make it all the way to floor 20. Because in these follow-up floors, floor 16 and floor 19, the enemies can be tough, especially Brutuses. A lot of people have problems with them. However, now what we're gonna need to do probably is I think I may just sack the Theodore and actually try to run the Siren, because having the Siren here, he's gonna have the execution potential and the crowd control. I don't know if this is gonna work, and if it doesn't work, we can just try again. But basically, this is what I'm gonna try first of all. You don't have that initial like crowd control, but the delayed crowd control is fine, and the execution from Siren is good to counter the Brutuses. And floor 16 honestly is not that tough. It gets harder the later you go in the stages. Okay, I might want to do a recycle here. We got the chain shield, so we just somehow managed to get so lucky, because seriously guys, I have done Labyrinth runs for the past 2 months, 3 months, even 4 months I think, without getting this combo, Verdict Shield plus a shielding related crest. Just so happens on the video that we do actually get it. But basically, you want to keep your options open, that if you do hit both of these, you want to be able to capitalize on it. And that's why we have other heroes in the formation, which are going to be shielding related. And we can try some different cons for the final boss, just to show you some different options. But basically, we hit almost the ideal combo. The only thing left to hit would be the chain shield. If we can hit chain shield as well, it's basically game over from that point. Or sorry, we hit chain shield. If we're gonna hit health shield as well, those are the three. That's a trifecta. Those are the three big ones that you want to get. But even with just two, verdict shield plus one of the other ones, you're going to get a very good score on the final boss. So, but we're gonna have to do some experimentation and try to figure out what is gonna be the best team. But anyway, guys, you are seeing the team here. Now, against Sylvina, it's really good to use Iron, because Iron is going to crowd control them immediately and basically stop them in their tracks. Mahira also is good, right? Because Mahira is going to crowd control them, prevent them from jumping. So whether you use Mahira, whether you use Iron, both of these are going to be good options. But you guys can see, it's kind of some of the really solid heroes to use in this labyrinth, and at least the ones that I use a lot and have great success with. Okay, into these stages, like, I mean, it's better probably just to have Celise. She's a really good support. Celise basically can fit in anything. And even when you look at AFK stages, it's kind of the same story. Celise just, she can fit in almost any team you try to run. Because she has attack buff, she has healing, she has shielding, she has basically everything you could need. And as a supportive hero, it's basically... She covers all the bases. Okay, so unfortunately we don't get another activation. We don't have a chance for health shield. However, with the chain shield, with the verdict shield, we're gonna do very well here. And now, so I'm gonna first of all show you what would I do if, for example, I didn't hit those shield artifacts, right? Then I would go probably for a comp like this with Shamira. Maybe you can try Rainier, that's why I've included him here, but you don't necessarily need to. Maybe you can try Sonya to buff up your Shamira, but like Celise would be great. But let's say you don't even have Celise here. Like, you could even do something like this, Sonya buffing up Shamira. Just buffing up Shamira as much as possible, it's a viable strategy. Or you could go for, you know, a team like this, having Rainier position swap the Shamira and Damon. Well, I guess you would have to do it like this maybe. Yeah, this would be not bad. Then Damon buffing up Shamira, Theodore buffing up Shamira, Rainier position swap Shamira. Like, all of these are good strategies for like, and then you can try different artifacts, see which one, like maybe you need survival or maybe you need damage. Probably usually it is survival, which is better, so I would probably try to just bulwark for everything, but you could try Star Shower or Crescent if you just want raw damage. Now, the thing is though, for us, what we have, I really wish I had locked in Volca. Volca is a good hero to potentially lock in, but I've never actually tried that Volca strategy, so I wasn't sure. So into these, what you can usually do is Rainier is good because he boosts your damage dealt to the enemy target. And I think, did we get the Impact Spear? The Impact Spear is, yeah, that's really good. 25% bonus damage as well. Now, as for the other heroes here, we want shielders. And so, I don't even know if Coco is the best shielder anymore. Gunner would be amazing. I didn't even bother with him because, like, I wanted to come up with, like, a more free-to-play comp. We're gonna try Celise. We're gonna try, because Celise has shielding. And then I just maybe want to try Sonya here. Maybe want to try Sonya here. Could something like this even work? I just want to see what happens. Bulwark spell is going to go off onto the frontmost, which will be the pink twin here, which I guess is fine. Let's just take a look, because you can retry it, but if you skip, the battle will be over. And if you wait for the battle to time out, the battle will be over. So you have to, before your team dies or before the end of the timer countdown, you will have to make a swap if you're unsure, like if you're not sure that this is the team you want to go with. So we have the Coco shielding, we have the Celise shielding, and we have Sonya as well. And Sonya's buffing up two of our heroes, the Celise and the Coco. Let's see what happens. So usually if you can get up to like round 12 or round 13 of the boss, you're going to be beating out most of your competition. And usually that's only possible if you go for a verdict shield type comp. Like, other than that, it's not really possible. Especially with Cherry King, because Cherry King is a tough guy. And you're seeing here, there's no survival issues. It's just going to come down to how much damage you can actually deal. We're into round 10, and we have 9 seconds left. We're probably not going to be able to make it into round 11, but overall, I'm very happy with the performance right here. So that is basically it about basically maximizing your performance in Labyrinth. Don't worry about the final boss stage, honestly. Just clearing the floor 20 is usually more than enough. And overall, we did do pretty well. Like 1355 into the Chariot King boss is going to give us a pretty good top ranking position. Other people can get higher if they have the optimal combo, if they have the optimal team lineup. But basically, this is what I do. I usually end up floor 20 around 900 to 1000 points without needing to get the Verdict Shield. And that is good enough for me, usually. And it is good enough for usually top 20 position most weeks, unless you have very competitive, and in which case top 50 would be good. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. That's going to be it for this video. If you have any other tips for the Labyrinth, please feel free to share them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.